Hi everybody! It is such a surprise, a wonderful surprise to see the sun this morning. I hope that you slept well and are also having a wonderful morning so far, with the intentions to have a wonderful day. I did not post a video yesterday because I was not in a great feeling frame of mind, and it took me a long time to get going yesterday. And I was reminded by a friend of mine who is very spiritual that a lot of times, our emotions are not ours, and you can feel energy from other people, especially if you're a sensitive person. And I don't know why I forgot that, because I teach people that all the time. And I thought, okay, so the first thing I did when I got up and realized that this mood wasn't changing, even though it was a sunny day, and I knew I was going for a walk and my energy would shift eventually, I was starting to feel like I didn't want to go out of the house. I wanted to go back to bed. And so with the sun coming in my window, in my door, it was very weird. I felt like the sun was shining on me and I could feel the warmth of it on my back when I walked past my door, and something told me to just stand there. So I stood there with my back, with the sunlight on my back coming through the window, and it was just so warm. And I closed my eyes and I visualized the sun taking away any energy, any emotions that were negative, that were not mine. And as I stood there feeling this energy from the sun and this warmth just lift everything off, I could take deep breaths and exhale, and I did that for a little bit too. I could feel my animals at my feet being like, "Mom, why are you standing here? This is not normal." I just thought they're trying to bring me joy. And I stood there, kept breathing the exercises, and I would inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds, and then exhale for 6 seconds. And it is a really good breathing technique if you feel like you can't catch a breath, or you're about to have a panic attack, or you're stuck in anxiety, or you're preparing for something that might be uncomfortable or have you nervous. Great exercise to do. Just inhale for 4, hold for 5, exhale for 6. And you can change that number. You don't have to do it like that. You could do it differently. I know there are some meditations on YouTube that actually have you exhale for 10. And my thought was, well, if I'm only inhaling for 5, how much air do I have in me to let out for 10 seconds? It's all about how fast and slow you go. And when we're focusing on our breath, we don't have a way to focus on anything other than that, which is why people do a lot of breathing exercises and breathing meditations. So anyway, getting back to my time in the sunlight, I really did feel like things were being taken from me, and all negative things that I didn't want, things that did not belong to me. And then I visualized the sun coming through the top of my head and coming down totally through my spine, going down into the ground, all the way down to the center of the earth to keep me grounded. And also, I was reminded at that moment that our light shines within us, and I was using the sun unknowingly at that moment. I was using the sun to spark my light again, which obviously when I first woke up was definitely dim. And I cannot believe how much it helped me. It was amazing. Almost immediately. I was like, okay, I'm going to drink some water and get ready to go for a walk. And my mindset was so much better, so much different, so much more positive. And I was thinking, wow, it is amazing how us sensitive people can really have all this energy coming at us that isn't ours because of what's going on in the world right now. And even though I'm not subjecting myself to it, I feel it. And I know that Jay feels it because he can come home and he's off and sometimes frustrated, and I have to try to just talk him out of it and make him realize that it's not him, it's not his energy. He's feeling the other people who are negative that he's coming in contact with out there working, because he's an essential worker. So just be mindful of that. If somebody is coming into your house and they're grumpy because they've been working all day, it may not be their energy. It could be the energy around them, especially if they're a sensitive person. So yesterday, the phrase that kept coming to me in my meditation was clarify your purpose. And I thought that was very interesting because I have used the word clarity, a couple times, but clarify your purpose. And I was thinking, what does that mean? And when I really started doing some research, it means you have to ask yourself why. Why do you react the way you react? Why do you respond the way you respond? Why do you make certain decisions, certain choices? What is your why for doing things? And that could be a great question. And I thought, wow, I think I'm going to start journaling that, because sometimes, like yesterday, when I woke up, it was, why am I like this? And so asking why about your purpose, you can't really say, why did this happen? Because it's a question we may never have answered. When you ask why with your purpose, like, what is the purpose of me doing that? Why did I do that? Why did I respond that way? You can really be aware of what your triggers are and what you need to fix within yourself, and what makes you feel joy, what makes you feel calm and peaceful. And I always talk about journaling, but that's because it works for me. It works for a lot of my clients and a lot of other people that I know. So it might be a good idea to clarify your purpose and find out why, you do the things that you do. And it could be from childhood trauma. It could be, if you're a more positive person and you're just made up that way, it could be because you had some wonderful role models as a child. It could be, the complete opposite. So just be aware of that. And then today's word was, I have to look because I've been talking too much, is trust. It's actually a phrase, trust the process. So many people are frustrated that things aren't turning out the way that they wanted them. They're not working out the way they wanted. And a lot of things have been canceled. Graduations have been rescheduled. Sometimes schools aren't even probably going to have them. We don't really know. School, have no idea if we're going to be going back in the fall. Parents are home with their kids, trying to work full-time from their home and be a teacher. And it has to be such a struggle. And I get it. This isn't what we were ever thinking we'd have to go through. So it's becoming a new normal. And we just have to trust that this will all work out for the best. And know that everything happens in a way that it's supposed to happen. I was just talking to a friend of mine yesterday about the fact that, if it wasn't for this person coming into my life, I wouldn't have met this person. And while you think you're supposed to be a friend with this person, sometimes they introduce you to a new person who's more beneficial to your journey. And it's the same way with relationships with your partner. And also you have to think of it this way. You don't really want to go to a surgeon unless they've been to school. I mean, everything takes a process. And so we all have to go through a process, just like the butterfly has to go through a cocoon. The butterfly comes out beautiful. And I feel like that's how we're going to be if we choose that path. So while you're in your cocoon, set your intentions for how you would like this to be at the end. Visualize us smiling without masks on and being able to hug each other, and less litter on the roads and in people's yards and at the parks, and more animals and more beautiful things. And that's what you can do to help. The more we visualize peace, the more we visualize the earth being a greener and more beautiful place, the more that will happen. But we all have to join together and do that. And it's very simple. You can close your eyes, visualize the earth being in front of your heart, and like a tunnel of bright white light, project that light onto the earth and ask the light to penetrate the darkest parts of the world. And hold that vision as long as you can. And if you have any questions about it, please let me know. I'm always here to help you. And we are all going through this together, which not only means we're going through the dark time together, but we're also going to be coming out in the light together. So let's make that conscious choice that we are going to do whatever we can to project light and love and raise the vibration of this planet so that we can all live in peace. Have a great day, everybody. I wish you many angel blessings.